Hi Tracy, it's Pax Marco. The date is April 3rd, and I am going to record my estimated tidal volume for you. So just really quickly before I get started, a tidal volume is, or the tidal volume is a measurement of the volume of gases exchanged while at rest. So I haven't done any strenuous exercise or anything like that. I've been relaxed and just resting and sitting, and we're going to see what the volume of gases are that are exchanged. So the first thing I need to do is to count the number of breaths that I take in a minute. So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to use my phone. If I don't throw it, I set an alarm for 30 seconds, and I'm just going to sit quietly like I am now, and I'm going to record or count how many breaths I take in 30 seconds. So let's see, and you'll hear the timer go off when it's done. All right. Okay, awesome. So I'm just writing down on my piece of paper that I took 8 breaths in 30 seconds. And I'm sorry, I should have mentioned before that one breath is when you inhale and exhale, like one complete cycle of that. So I got 8 of those in 30 seconds. So I'm going to multiply that by 2, so 16. And 16 is going to equal how many breaths I took in a minute, or the estimated. Okay, now that I have the number of breaths per minute, I am going to take my balloon and I'm going to blow it up. And when I blow it up, I'm just going to take a regular breath and then exhale normally into the balloon. So I don't want to overdo it. I just want it to be a normal breath. And this balloon is nice and stretched out from using it in the lab. So here we go. Let's see what I get. All right, that feels good. So we're going to make that nice and tight. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the computer down a little bit, so hopefully you can see me measuring. So here we go. I've got a balloon. I'm going to bring this around, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this down. Awesome. Okay. Push this down because a balloon can be kind of egg-shaped, and we want it to be more of like a sphere-shaped. So when I do this and I'm pushing my balloon down, I get 28 centimeters. So you can see right there with the little bit underneath it. So that's 28 centimeters, so perfect. Hopefully you could see that. Okay, oops, balloon flying everywhere. Put that down. Okay, so I got 28 centimeters. So now I'm ready to do some calculations to figure out what my tidal volume is. So first off, I need to calculate the radius of the balloon. So my circumference was 28 centimeters, and to calculate the radius, that calculation is circumference divided by 2 pi, which we'll estimate to be 6.28. So I'm going to do 28 centimeters divided by 6.28. I'm going to use my calculator to do that. So 28 divided by 6.28 equals, awesome, 4.4 centimeters. So that is my radius. So the next thing, in order to calculate the tidal volume of one average breath in centimeters cubed, which is the same thing as milliliters, I'm going to use that radius. So the calculation for volume is 4 times pi times radius cubed, all divided by 3. So the first thing I need to do is to find out what 4.4 centimeters cubed is. So I'm going to use my calculator to do that, and I get 85.18 will go out. 2 decimal places. All right, so 4 times, we'll estimate pi to be 3.14 times 85.18. Awesome, I get 1,069.86, and we're going to divide that by 3. And I get 356.6 milliliters. So my tidal volume is 356.6 milliliters. Awesome. That sounds where it should be, so that's great. So finally, the last thing I want to do is I just want to find the minute ventilation or minute ventilation, whichever way you pronounce it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply that tidal volume 356.6, and I'm going to multiply it by the number of breaths per minute, which was 16, and then divide that by 1,000. So 356.6 times 16 breaths per minute is 5,705.6, and then I'm going to divide by 1,000, so I get 5.70 liters per minute as my minute ventilation. Okay, awesome. So that should be everything. I've now calculated or estimated my tidal volume, and I have my radius, my circumference, and everything that helped me get there. So I look forward to your feedback and recording my next video for you. Thanks so much, Tracy.